Hello and welcome to the Daily Global Brief. I'm Sean, here to bring you a comprehensive look at the latest international news shaping our world. Let's dive right in. Starting in the Middle East, tensions are high as Iran issues a stark warning, threatening to strike U.S. bases if conflict erupts over its nuclear program. The Iranian nuclear issue has been a long-standing point of contention between Iran and the U.S., with the Trump administration withdrawing from the Iran nuclear deal in 2018. This move has escalated tensions in the region, with Iran vowing to retaliate against any aggression. The recent Israeli strike on a medical charities office building in Gaza has further exacerbated the situation, leading to civilian casualties. The tragic story of a Gaza doctor losing her husband and 9 children in the strike underscores the devastating human toll of the conflict. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict has been ongoing for decades, with no clear resolution in sight. The targeting of civilian infrastructure and the loss of innocent lives only serve to deepen the divide and perpetuate the cycle of violence. Amid the Gaza crisis, U.S. Senator Marco Rubio's criticism of the UK over Gaza-related sanctions on Israeli ministers has sparked international debate. The issue of sanctions and international pressure on Israel is a contentious one, with supporters arguing for accountability and critics decrying what they see as undue interference in Israeli affairs. The threat of conflict looms larger as Iran vows to strike U.S. bases in the region if nuclear negotiations fail. This escalation raises concerns about the potential for a wider regional conflict with far-reaching consequences. In a significant policy shift, the U.S. ambassador to Israel declared that the U.S. is no longer pursuing the goal of an independent Palestinian state. This statement has raised questions about the future of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and the prospects for a two-state solution. The abandonment of this long-standing policy goal could have significant implications for the region and the prospects for peace. Shifting our focus to U.S. political affairs, cities across the country are bracing for further protests as the Trump administration shows no signs of backing down. The protests, sparked by the killing of George Floyd and the broader issue of systemic racism and police brutality, have highlighted deep-seated social and racial inequalities in the U.S. The administration's decision to cut all USAID overseas roles in a dramatic restructuring has raised concerns about the future of U.S. foreign assistance programs and its impact on global development efforts. In Los Angeles, tensions have escalated as police enforce curfews amidst protests, with President Trump vowing to liberate the city. The deployment of Marines to LA signals a strategy of escalation by the administration against anti-ICE protests, further intensifying the political divide in the country. The use of military force against civilians raises concerns about the erosion of democratic norms and the militarization of domestic law enforcement. On the international front, China and the U.S. have agreed on a framework to implement leaders' consensus, signaling potential progress in their complex relationship. The U.S.-China relationship is one of the most important bilateral relationships in the world, with implications for global trade, security, and stability. The agreement on a framework for cooperation could pave the way for improved relations between the two countries and address some of the key issues that have strained their relationship in recent years. Shifting to European affairs, Germany's condemnation of Russian terror against civilians in Ukraine underscores the ongoing conflict in the region. The conflict in Ukraine, which began in 2014 following Russia's annexation of Crimea, has resulted in thousands of deaths and displaced millions of people. The international community has condemned Russia's actions in Ukraine, calling for a peaceful resolution to the conflict. In a somber development, Ukraine has brought home the bodies of 1 T-12 soldiers killed in the war with Russia, highlighting the human cost of the conflict. The toll of the conflict on Ukrainian society has been immense, with families torn apart and communities devastated by the violence. The need for a lasting peace in Ukraine remains a pressing issue for the international community. In Global Brief and other news, Colombia faces a wave of bombings and gun attacks, leaving at least 7 dead and 50 wounded. The rise in emissions from big tech companies as AI booms raises environmental concerns, calling for sustainable tech practices. An alarming incident in Los Angeles, where police officers shot a woman point-blank with less lethal rounds, raises questions about police use of force and the need for accountability in law enforcement. In Northern Ireland, rioters protest an alleged sexual assault case, leading to violence and destruction in the town of Ballymena. The incident highlights the complex social tensions in Northern Ireland and the challenges facing the region as it seeks to move beyond its troubled past. Shifting focus to technology and innovation, research showing that women with traumatic childhoods are at a higher risk of a debilitating gynecological condition sheds light on the intersection of mental health and physical well-being. This research underscores the importance of addressing the mental health needs of individuals in order to improve their overall health outcomes. UN Chief Guterres has urged countries to join an ocean pact before the point of no return, warning against science deniers who oppose the pact. The health of the world's oceans is crucial to the well-being of the planet and its inhabitants. The impact of climate change, pollution, and overfishing on the world's oceans requires urgent action to protect this vital resource for future generations. Anti-immigrant riots have erupted over an underage rape case in Northern Ireland, underscoring the complex social tensions in the region. The issue of immigration has been a contentious one in many countries, with debates over borders, asylum, and refugee rights sparking heated discussions. The riots in Northern Ireland highlight the challenges of integrating diverse communities and the need for inclusive and compassionate policies. These stories from around the world paint a picture of a rapidly changing and interconnected global landscape. From the Middle East to the US, Europe, and beyond, each development carries significant implications for international relations, human rights, and technological advancements. The interconnected nature of our world means that events in one part of the globe can have far-reaching effects on others, underscoring the need for global cooperation and understanding. As we wrap up today's briefing, remember to stay informed and engaged with the world around you. Join me again tomorrow for more in-depth coverage of the latest international news shaping our world. Thanks for listening, and until next time, this has been the Daily Global Brief with Sean.